Welcome, all the YouTube enjoyers, Stay Giga Chat and Spam Noted. Today in this video, we're gonna have some grandpa old memorizer time of talking about what happened in 2 years ago of Lost Ark in KR. And today, the topic of this, old storytelling will be the engravings. Back in the days, how was the engravings? At that time, there weren't some engravings that exist nowadays, even in the West. And also, some of the engravings were reworked. So let me try to make a story about these engravings. It is gonna be fun. Stay Giga Chat, Spam Noted, and come to Twitch channel. It is very fun, family friendly. Okay, here I go. So I organized it like this. Mana efficiency, Ether Predator, Mana Flow, Drop of Ether. These four engraving got a rework. And for the new engraving, they are Adrenaline, Expert, Hitmaster, Emergency Rescue, All-Out Attack, Precise Dagger, Propulsion, Mass Increase. These engravings did not existed. Mana Efficiency. So right now, the Mana Efficiency says it increases your restoration, right, of the mana. And at the same time, if your mana goes under 50, then it increases your damage by like 12% at level 3, right? Before the rework, there was no damage increase. It only increased mana restoration and that was it. And Ether Predator. Okay, this one is super keck W. Yeah, hear me out. Nowadays, Ether Predator, you have to pick up the orbs, right? That generates around you. Back in the days, when you pick up the orb, it increased some like crit damage, like kind of stuff, like which is inefficient compared to nowadays. But that's not the real problem. The real problem was of the Ether Predator back in the days was that if you only have Ether Predator, it couldn't generate orb. So the description is like this. If you take an orb object, then you can get a crit damage increase, but it does not generate orb. Then how do you generate orb? You had to run Drop of Ether as well. Who in the world do that? So that's how bad it was, guys. Ether Predator was so bad back in the days. So it got reworked and it's now at least usable as level 1 engraving, something like that, right? And Mana Flow. Mana Flow is simple. If you get hit by the mob, you still lost the buff, guys. The mana restoration buff. That part was completely same. So you should never get hit by any attack. But even though you reach full, you didn't get the cooldown reduction. That's the difference. And lastly, Drop of Ether. First of all, the cooldown, guys. If you read the Drop of Ether, nowadays, at level 3, guys, at level 3, it says the cooldown is 10 seconds, right? Which is very short. And also, it generates randomly around you, like 8 meters. That's what it says. But back in the days, the distance was literally 0. It spawned right on top of you. So as soon as it generates, the supporter takes it right away. And second one is the cooldown. So you can see the cooldown was really short, right? 10 seconds now, like now. But back in the days, this was like around 1 minute. And the new engravings, guys. Hitmaster, guys. Classes did not run Hitmaster. They had to run some other things, guys. Yeah. There was no alternative. Expert did not exist, so supporters had to run Awakening and the class engraving, and that's it, guys. Drop of Ether was not a good option. Expert didn't exist. Like, what else do you run? Like heavy armor, guys. Yeah, heavy armor, and literally that was it. There was nothing to run, guys. Maybe vital hit point, because that one was also still okay-ish back in the time. And this one, Chad, Adrenaline. Adrenaline is a core engraving for most of the classes nowadays, right? It's literally a meta engraving. And I honestly think that when it comes to the environment, guys, of the balance between the classes, not having Adrenaline is better in my subjective opinion, guys. I'm not saying that back in the days the balance was better. I'm not saying that, because back in the days, even without the Adrenaline, the balance was worse than nowadays, guys. But what I'm trying to say is that I just feel that not having Adrenaline would decrease the gap between the classes, because Adrenaline is literally, it was one of the starting point where the inflation on some classes happened, guys. Yeah, that is true, by the way. It is. Classes for lacking a crit, guys, they ran adrenaline and they did not have to increase the crit stat, guys. So they decreased the crit stat and rather they increased the swiftness, guys. What do you get by increasing the swiftness? Cooldown, attack speed, movement speed, like much more cleaner gameplay, and you still get the 15% crit rate. It was crazy, guys, and 6% attack as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and come to Twitch chat. Stay Giga chat, spam noted, guys.